Whenever people try to preach the Bible to me, I immediately bring up Numbers 31. As an ex-witness, I often get Christians from other denominations in my comment section trying to help me find Jesus or whatever. And I always bring up Numbers 31 because for me, it straight away lets me know whether this person is somebody worth listening to or not. So for context, in this story, Moses orders the Israelites to go and make war against the Midianites, a different tribe of people, and they defeat them, they kill the Midianites, and they take the women and children as captives. Moses then orders them to murder all of the unarmed women and baby boys except for the women and girls who have not had sex with a man. So a load of unarmed women and their sons, their baby boys, their children are slaughtered by the Israelites. They then take the girls and distribute them amongst the men. If your reaction to this story is anything less than horror and condemnation, then get the fuck away from me. This right here is a war crime. It's genocide, it's murder, it's enslavement, it's trafficking. It's the murder of a load of innocent children, and it is the enslavement, the schmexual enslavement of a load of other innocent children. And if your instinct is to justify this story in order to protect your beliefs, then you need to grow the fuck up. Now, a lot of Christians are shocked when they see this. A lot of them are not actually familiar with this story because, reading the Bible isn't necessary. In fact, Jehovah's Witnesses have actually edited this story. They have taken out the part about dividing the girls up amongst yourselves, presumably to downplay the fact that these girls were dished out to the men as schmeck slaves, literally editing the Bible in order to hide God's crimes. So it's understandable when people will sometimes go into a bit of cognitive dissonance, a bit of confusion, and start trying to reconcile this story with the God that they believe in, because the majority of Christians think that God is against this kind of stuff, and our religious leaders would never tell us to do such things, would they? But that just straight away tells me that you clearly do not have a very good understanding of the Bible, and you clearly don't have a very good understanding of how the world works. So again, your beliefs and interests are not of real interest to me. What is terrifying though is the amount of people who will read this story and be okay with it and try to justify it. I actually had someone recently in my comment section say, well, it was their parents' fault. The parents should have done better. What? Aside from the fact that these parents were never really given that option, they just one day woke up and got wiped out by the Israelites. So what if they were? It's not the kids' fault. Those children had no say in anything that happened before this. There is no justification for murdering a bunch of unarmed kids, and there is certainly no justification for enslaving a bunch of unarmed women and children. And if your religion allows you to justify that, then I do not want anything to do with your religion, because what else are you going to do? What else are you going to get up to? I would never want to be alone with a person who is okay with this. I sure as hell would not want that person anywhere near my kids or anyone else's kids. And don't come at me with that, oh, it was different then, because was it? Is it? Is this not still happening today? Nothing has changed. It was not different then. What you mean when you say it was different then is that this doesn't affect me, so I don't care if it affects anybody else. So again, not a person I want to be around, not a religion I want to be around, and I am certainly not going to take a lecture on morality off of anybody who justifies that story.